What's really good? It's your boy Menace here for Heel Kaiju. Another week is in the books, and you know what that means. Another week of WWE content that we get to recap just for you, just in case you missed it, on the lead up to WWE's first post-WrestleMania pay-per-view, Backlash. This is your standing 10 count. Starting us off with a little bit of good news, or good-ish news. WWE had their greatest Royal Rumble event in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia this past Friday, and you might have noticed a conspicuous absence. The women's division was not there to join the main roster during most of the festivities and activities there in Saudi Arabia. Now, I won't get into the geopolitics of it all, but we did hear some news that WWE is still planning on compensating the women's division as though they had traveled and participated in the greatest Royal Rumble. This may end up being just a little bit of a gesture for WWE, considering the fact that they've been boasting the women's revolution so long, and here we have an event where the women's revolution was not in attendance. Also coming off the backlash of Greatest Royal Rumble, WWE ref Chad Patton took to Twitter to let the WWE Universe know that he made a mistake in his ruling during the WWE Universal title match between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Now, if you may recall or you may not, Roman Reigns speared Brock Lesnar through the cage out to the floor outside, and he ruled that since Brock Lesnar hit the ground first, in his eyes, Brock Lesnar was the winner in the match. Now, he went back and he reviewed the tape and saw that Roman Reigns' feet hit the ground technically first before Brock Lesnar's, but you know, in the WWE, the ref's decision is final. So who knows what that means for Roman Reigns? Maybe we get somebody else in the WWE Universal title picture instead of the big dog. Titus Worldwide is taking his hashtag World Slide in stride. Yeah, I said it. Titus O'Neil is taking it all on the chin after he stumbled and slipped all the way underneath the ring during his entrance into the greatest Royal Rumble in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Now we have a shirt in the works. Rumble, stumble, or slide, do it worldwide. Titus O'Neil is showing that he can not only just hustle, but he is one of the best ambassadors for the WWE. This past Monday Night Raw, we were put on high alert for a budding feud between Bobby Roode and our favorite crooner, Elias. Now, on the Monday night prior, we saw what many might consider an upset after Elias defeated Bobby Roode. But not only did Elias defeat the Glorious One, he beat him down to a match stoppage. The match itself was pretty great though, as we saw Bobby Roode show himself to be completely natural in his face role on the main roster. Elias also put in some great heel work, so we get to see something spectacular between these two in the coming weeks. Continuing on with Monday Night Raw, we had a one-on-one match between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental title, which was easily our runaway pick for Match of the Week. During this match, we had a lot of reversals, a lot of back and forth, as these two showed great chemistry before Seth Rollins ended the match with a blackout, defeating Finn Balor and coming through with a lot of momentum for his one-on-one match with The Miz at Backlash. Should Seth Rollins successfully retain his title at Backlash, we hope to see much more between these two in the coming weeks as they continue to propel the IC title to higher heights. Moving on to Tuesday, SmackDown Live's General Manager Paige addressed the WWE Universe about the status of the WWE title. After both AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura battled to a no contest at Greatest Royal Rumble in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, we now know that they will have a no disqualification match at Backlash this upcoming Sunday. This heated rivalry will continue as these two competitors will have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide as anything goes. After both Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns failed in their respective bids to become champion at Greatest Royal Rumble, we now have a one-on-one match at Backlash with no stipulations and nothing on the line except for pride. With Backlash being the first post-WrestleMania unbranded pay-per-view during the brand split era, we get to see a lot of matchups like this as WWE creative is completely unrestrained by branding, and that can only lead to better things. Speaking of Backlash, with Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live in the books, we now have an updated and, at the time of this recording, finalized match card for the event. And it is as follows. A tag team match between the team of Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley going up against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Daniel Bryan will go up against Big Cass in his first one-on-one pay-per-view match since his return. We'll have a United States title match pitting the Viper Randy Orton up against the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy. The Miz is utilizing his rematch clause in a match against Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental title. Nia Jax gets her first ever title defense going up against Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title. Carmella also gets her first title defense going up against the Queen Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's title. Roman Reigns will face off against Samoa Joe in what will surely be a slobber knocker in a one-on-one contest. Finally, we'll have the WWE title defended in a no disqualification match between Shinsuke Nakamura and champion AJ Styles. Moving on to 205 Live, the Brian Kendrick had a shot at redemption against the man who broke his orbital bone in a tag team match which teamed him up with Jack Gallagher against the team of Hideo Itami and Akira Tozawa. With the finish that saw Hideo Itami accidentally bumping the ropes, leading to Akira Tozawa eating the pin from Jack Gallagher, we not only saw a slight glimpse of redemption, but also the potential breakup of another team. Hideo Itami pushed Akira Tozawa down in the middle of the ring and blamed him for the loss, leaving him alone as he walked backstage to the crowd chanting "No respect." And we're left to ask, what's next for the duo? Finally, Buddy Murphy is back in the land of the cruiserweights. That's right, he managed to make weight, moving under 205 pounds, and is back on 205 Live, putting the rest of the roster on notice. Of course, he did so by defeating Jobber du Jour via match stoppage, but as he's making his way up the ramp to the backstage, Cedric Alexander returns and gets revenge for his sneak attack 3 weeks ago, chasing him backstage to the locker room. Now, with Buddy Murphy nowhere in sight, Cedric Alexander let the WWE Universe know that he is a fighting champion, and he will always be there to defend his championship. And that's 10. If you feel we missed anything, leave a comment down below, and make sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell so you can be alerted to all of our content. Once again, I'm Spotted Menace, chucking the deuces up for Hill Kaiju. We thank y'all for joining us, and once again, keep smashing.